We want the market to crash to buy it lower.
Of course.
If it doesn't crash, then you're buying at the top. Now, when is the top going to stop and it's going to go down? We need this crash to happen. There is everything for everyone here in Dubai, and this is what makes it a multicultural type of environment, which is something I love because we tend to learn from everyone.
Best opportunity you can have, the more you have to be educated, the more you have to be prepared.
That's it. The best investment or investing in knowledge pays the best interest. This is a quote I use always.
There's no good or bad moment.
There is
just a moment.
Correct.
And you have to be positive and you have to start.
Meet our expert guest, Firas Hashash, a trading veteran in Forex, crypto, and stocks. He's not only passionate about trading, but also about coaching newbies in this exciting world. In this episode, we'll explore his insights into Dubai and investment opportunities. A must listen for finance enthusiasts.
Découvrez l'univers des entrepreneurs, investisseurs et acteurs de l'immobilier de Dubaï à travers ce podcast. Rejoignez-nous pour des interviews percutantes avec des invités de premier plan qui partagent leurs secrets, leur expérience et leur vision pour réussir dans cette ville audacieuse et en constante évolution. Préparez-vous à être inspiré et motivé par les opportunités infinies que Dubaï offre aux esprits créatifs et ambitieux. Je suis Mounir Ejdal, welcome to Insider.
Firas, welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Welcome to Insider. Can you tell us about your story? How did you start as an entrepreneur and where did you grow?
Of course. First of all, my name is Firas Hashash. I'm Lebanese. I have been in the finance business for the past 10 years, trading in particular, basically Forex, stocks, commodities, and crypto. I recently moved to Dubai, like 4 or 5 years ago, because of the bad situation in Lebanon. As we all know, Lebanon passed through bad financial situation and political and economical situation. Therefore, we had to move somewhere else. So I went to Cyprus for a year. We opened a firm there, which is Trust Capital, a financial firm, brokerage firm. Then we moved to Dubai because it's a GCC country, and therefore to maintain our portfolio of GCC clients, we had to move to Dubai, which is the closest to Lebanon. And that's how I started, basically.
And how you can describe your experience in Dubai as a resident now?
Well, basically, the thing about Dubai is that most people think it's that if you move to Dubai, you're going to make it too quick. So they think, okay, fine, let's move to Dubai. It's easy. It's a competitive type of business structure. Therefore, you might grow quickly and fast and make a lot of money. It's not basically the case. So moving to Dubai was basically a challenge. There was a lot of obstacles. But of course, Dubai is one of the best cities you can live in now, comparing it to any other country from the perspective of safety, of laws and regulations, and of course, taxation, which is a big issue we might have with all European and American countries. Therefore, moving to Dubai has an advantage of having good investments, opening a business as an entrepreneur, and paying very few taxes on your investment, which is an advantage for every investor that might think of moving to Dubai. Now, talking about the obstacles that you might face in Dubai, Dubai is one of the most competitive cities. For once, because a lot of people that are moving here are, of course, from the elite people of investors and entrepreneurs. Therefore, they're moving here in order to, as I said, pay less taxes. When these people are moving here, they're making the competition much more difficult for us, locals that are living here, and are basically new to a type of business structure that these newcomers are bringing into this country. At the same time, when it's more competitive, in Dubai, you're competing with billionaires, with rich people. And for myself, coming from a basically normal household and bringing myself from the bottom until where I reach now at the moment, it's a little bit difficult and it's much hard to compete at a high level, all right? So when these billionaires and millionaires that are spending basically millions of dollars on marketing campaigns, on social media, on ads, on big offices, and spending all this money to attract as many clients as possible in any business, when it comes to competing with these guys, it was difficult and it was a challenge. And what made us stand, or made me stand, confronting all these giants in the Forex industry, is how genuine we can be. And it's all about the education that we offer at the Academy, which is something we can discuss later.
And do you think for other people like you as an entrepreneur, they still have opportunities here in Dubai?
I do believe that Dubai reached a peak, if I can say that. There is room, but there will be room only for people that can excel in their business. For normal people to come to Dubai and to expect to make money, I think it's too difficult and it's too late. Now, if you tell me maybe Saudi Arabia or any other developing country that is now developing, I might tell you, yeah, you might have a chance to open then, start fresh because you're the first to come. But you're no longer the first to come here in Dubai. There are giants here. There are big, experienced, professional people here. So if you're not experienced and professional, you're not going to compete. And that's always my advice to people. What you see on social media, it's not the case. What they portray on social media, come and move to Dubai and it's easy, it's not the case. It's an expensive country. It's a competitive country. It's a country that has a lot of rich people. So if you're not at the same level of richness or wealth, you will not be able to compete with these people. Or unless you have, of course, a point of advantage, which is your skills and experience. Now, if you don't have that, just don't move to Dubai. Move for vacation. It's cool in winter. It's bad in summer. But for an entrepreneur, if you don't have what it takes to make it, it's a difficult environment.
You know, a few years ago, I had a restaurant, and my choice, because, you know, when you want to do something, you always talk to other people, right?
Yeah.
To a friend, to a family, to some people, they are doing the same thing than you.
Correct.
And most of the time, we try to choose a place where you have zero competition.
Correct.
Zero competitor, right? Example,
Correct.
you want to open a restaurant, the first question you will ask
Is there a
to
restaurant
yourself,
next to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
But in general, I think we have to do in the opposite way. Because if there are a lot of restaurants, especially like luxury restaurants, like high-level restaurants, I think it's here that you have to settle your business.
Good.
You know,
Okay.
and for me, there is always a place for anyone who can, like, who have passion, who has experience, who's trained, and who's motivated. I think, from my experience, you know, it's not about the money only. You know, it's how motivated you are, how trained you are, because of course you need training. You told me you do free training
Correct.
weekly,
Education.
which is very good actually, education. And we need this type of education before to settle your business anywhere with a lot of competitors.
Correct.
Of course, the best opportunity you can have, the more you have to be educated, the more you have to be prepared.
That's it. The best investment or investing in knowledge pays the best interest. This is a quote I
Exactly.
use always. So it doesn't matter if you invest in anything else because the assets or these commodities might lose their value over time. But what doesn't is your education, things that will always be with you until you die. And that's why I focus mainly on education. Now, what you said makes a lot of sense. Yeah, if there's a lot of restaurants there, maybe luxurious restaurants, let me open a cheap restaurant next to them because all these people might enjoy shawarma from time to time, right? After they've ate all these expensive steaks at the end, how many steaks can you eat? So yeah, it makes sense. But all of that is subjective, all right? We cannot. I might tell you, yeah, it's a good time to invest. Someone else might say it's not the good time to invest. As we can all say, we can talk about it also with the real estate business.
Of course.
So who knows? At the end, someone is saying buy, someone is saying sell. Who do I believe? And that's the dilemma that always needs to come back to the investor himself, to be educated enough, to be to having the skills to understand all these point of view from the buyers and the point of view from the sellers, and therefore taking the last decision himself. Never count on someone purely and solely to give you financial advice. Keep in mind that the person that's giving you financial advice is thinking about his benefit before your benefit. And this is what I always say. If I'm telling you buy a certain asset, ask me why, how much, and what's your benefit if I buy it? Once you understand my benefit, then you see if there's a conflict of interest by me giving you this advice or not. So education is power. And this is what we do at Trust Institute, the academy I've developed 4 years ago in Dubai, which is, of course, licensed by Ministry of Education, KHDA approved. So this academy is basically to create awareness. Awareness in the financial sector, in the financial market that has been a taboo market in these Arab countries. We all have heard that, for example, trading is haram, or trading is a gamble, or I've been scammed in trading. And I've had some people that open trading accounts and lost all their money and they become in debt for trading. And this perspective of trading has been basically the talk of the town and has been purely influenced by social media. There's a lot of people that are now basically opening TikTok accounts and Instagram accounts and saying and calling themselves gurus, financial gurus, and giving financial advice to people. But if you really go back and look at their background, you won't find any related to finance. They just maybe new crypto guys that made some money from crypto, basically purely out of luck or out of buying the asset when it was early. Any early adopter will make money. If I, for example, find an investment early on and I invest any money, I'm going to make money. It doesn't mean that I'm a good financial advisor. It means I went early and I was lucky. So these people that are giving advice now are not worthy of giving advice, and therefore portraying a wrong reality of trading. This is basically creating as well scams, losses, a lot of false hopes and false expectations from an investment that does not make you a millionaire overnight. It definitely did not make me a millionaire overnight. It took me 10 years to understand how to invest properly, not trade. There's a big difference between trading and investment. And I've always explained that. We can explain it in details. But to go back to the question, education is very important. So that's why we offer every Wednesday and Friday and Thursday and Tuesday, basically every day of the week, free educational seminars at the office in Business Bay. And therefore, these educational seminars will give awareness to clients to the financial sector, how to invest, how much to invest, and what to expect as logical expectations from an investment that is very high risk.
You know, you said something regarding education, and I totally agree with you. But I believe also in timing. So, because I know a lot of people now, they are doing podcasts, they are selling lesson, okay?
Yeah.
Like course, training.
Correct.
Their business is to sell
The course.
in doing this kind of podcast. I'm not doing this podcast to sell anything, okay?
Correct.
Just to inform the people about Dubai and to have people like you to share their experience in Dubai as an entrepreneur, as a real estate investor, as just an end user, you know? That's why I have different kind of people. But now is the time of, we have to sell this training, we have to do this, and we have to do this. But at the end of the day, the timing, I think, is the key sometime. How many people they made money without education? How many people they made money just because it was the good time? Maybe of luck. But if you're always waiting for something like education and you don't push yourself because it's the good moment to start, you will never do anything.
Correct.
Because when can you be sure that you are 100% fully trained? Never. Because we always learn something.
Learn.
Exactly. So I believe, you know when I opened my first restaurant, it was a pizzeria, okay? Like, what did I do? I didn't know even how to cook one egg. But what did I do? I bought the shop.
Okay.
And I learned how to make pizza after.
Okay.
Because
this made you maybe more interested to step into the education process. Once you have your footstep in the shop, for example, now you have a reason to learn maybe.
Before to come in Dubai, I sold my villa in France, and I came after to Dubai.
Interesting.
Everyone will learn how to make a pizza. Will be trained by chef.
Yeah.
Everyone will come before to Dubai to secure himself.
Yeah.
Nobody will sell his villa and will come to Dubai after.
Correct.
So I think timing is timing. When is the good time? When it's time to act.
Yeah.
Of course, education is very important, but don't block yourself with education, because most of the podcasts we can see now are scams because people are selling something. Then they have a conflict of interest.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it's bad. That's why I raised the thing about TikTokers and Instagrammers and these YouTubers now that call themselves financial advisors. They're basically selling you a course that this course they did not even develop. You might have found the course online or bought it from someone and then sold it for a different price, made a markup on the price and made some profit. So I always tell the clients that come to the office and to come to the seminars, check my background. The background, your history tells a lot about what you're saying and if you're lying or you're telling the truth.
Right.
So if you check the history of someone and the history backs up everything he's talking about, then believe this guy because he has experience, he knows what he's talking about. But if you listen to something online, always do your research again. Even me, after 10 years of experience, I tell them what you've learned in the 1.5 hour seminar, double check it online, do more research, and see if what I'm talking about makes sense or not. But just don't believe me. Who am I to believe? You don't know me. How can you trust me? Now, if I'm wearing a suit, yesterday I posted something on Instagram. A lot of people interacted with my Instagram. I was wearing a suit at the seminar. So I took a picture and I posted on Instagram and I said, does a suit make you more credible? You know that the people that answered, 90% or 80% said yes, but there's still 20% that said a suit makes me feel that you're lying to take my money. So there's still this mentality with people. If I have a suit and I'm wearing a suit and I'm talking about something, doesn't make me professional. Double check my work, double check my history, double check if what I'm talking about makes sense. Is it logical, yes or not? And then take your decision, which is something you said is very important. Yeah, of course, timing is very important. But how can we time something? We can never.
No.
From a perspective of trading, I can never time the bottom. I wish I can. I can never time the top. Because if I can time the bottom and the top, I'll be the richest man alive. You can never time anything, but always, as you said, be optimistic. Always be positive about things. I'm a positive person.
Exactly.
I enjoy life, and there's nothing you can put in front of you that I can find an obstacle. We'll always find solutions for things, and that's how we are as men. That's our nature, to find solutions, and that's why we need to provide. We need to build. We need to care. We need to be protective of our business, our families, our friends, everybody that we love, basically. And I love my business, and I'm protective of my business, and that's why the thing about timing is very important, of course.
So that's why there is no good moment. I like to say this sentence.
Yeah.
There is no good or bad moment. It's just a moment.
Correct.
And you have to be positive and you have to start.
Correct.
So let's come back to Dubai. And so I know now you're here. So what is your opinion regarding the quality of the life here? Because you spoke about safety.
Yeah.
You spoke about this, good vibe in Dubai, good atmosphere.
But to be honest, I love it here. And it won't make sense if I don't like a place, but I'm staying here. So I love the place. Dubai is amazing from different perspective. Now the heat, yeah, we can cope. We're sitting inside now with the heat of Dubai. But the thing about it is that safety is a very important factor in a community. Okay. Now I'm Lebanese. We've had some problems in Lebanon. We can see now in Europe how safety are deteriorating on a daily basis, with London being the stabbing country of the world, with France with the riots and everything that's happening. So it's not safe to stay anywhere in the world. Now Dubai has this cultural norms that is maintaining the safety of this environment, of this community. And therefore people, when they come here, they feel like they have the urge or the responsibility to behave. Now, if you go back to your home country, maybe you'll go back to your instinct nature of not behaving, because we are, as Lebanese, we know that we tend to not follow the rules, for example. All right? And mostly Arabs as well, they don't like to follow rules. Now, the thing about here is that it's cultural. The norms, the culture makes you respect the environment. The majority of an Islamic type of community as well, Islam is a thing that is still very respected and respects the historical and cultural norms of a society. Therefore, all these things that are being lost in Western countries are still found here in Dubai, which is something that also portrays safety. Now, another aspect other than safety, I'm not going to say that we like Dubai because of its safety only, because everything is present here. Everything's available. You'll find the cheap restaurants and the most expensive restaurants in the board. You'll find the best hotels, and you'll find a nice small apartment. So Dubai, the thing about it is that it caters everyone. You just don't need to be the rich of the society to move to Dubai. You can be anyone. There is everything for everyone here in Dubai, and this is what makes it a multicultural type of environment, which is something I love, because we tend to learn from everyone. I'm Lebanese, Phoenician, Arabic. I can learn from Filipinos. I can learn from Indians. I can learn from Pakistanis. I can learn from French. This multicultural environment is super interesting, and is what makes Dubai a very interesting or a very unique type of city.
And how did you start as an entrepreneur? So what was the
flip point?
Exactly.
I hate someone bossing me around. And this is basically the majority of men. We hate someone giving us orders. And since my young age, I've never listened to anyone, even my parents. So I've been always the rebel in the family. I've been kicked out of schools, by the way. I've changed several schools when I was young. So I wasn't that smart of a kid. Not smart. I wasn't the excelling in my school. I was smart, of course, for not excelling in my school. This is my opinion, because the schooling and the education system is rigged, is old-fashioned, and the irony of things, I'm teaching now. So if in my young age I wasn't interested in education, it's not because I didn't like education, it's because what have been taught to us is boring. And it does not help us in our daily lives. So they teach you the basic type of things that we never use. And therefore, I always believe that the education system should have a flip. And if the education system does not flip, we need to flip. And that was my flipping point to become an entrepreneur, because I hate the concept of learning, getting the degree, after getting a degree, getting a job from 9 to 6, getting your salary, getting your bonus, getting your vacation of 30 days a year, listening to this, sending email. I hate this type of life. So to be free, you need to be financially free. Financial freedom does not come from you working from a 9 to 5. Now let's talk about something very important. A 9 to 5 is a must in the beginning, because this is what made me generate money to be able to be financially free and open my own business. But because I don't come from a wealthy family. Now, if I came from a wealthy family, then I say the 9 to 5 does not make sense. You learn yourself, you open your business, you learn, you open the business, you fail, you learn more. It doesn't matter if you fail, because this will be your life lesson. Now, if someone does not have this privilege of getting money from his family, doesn't have a house, a land like you had to take a risk with and sell it, then the 9 to 5 is important for you to generate enough income to say, I don't know if we can swear here, but
but
fuck it. Let's, I don't want to work anymore. Let me do something on my own.
Yeah, but Firas, do you think everyone can become an entrepreneur?
I don't believe that everyone has the mindset. I wish, but if you think about it, I'm going to say something maybe some people are not going to like. We need the 9 to 5 people. We need them, because the society will not be working properly if you don't have a 9 to 5 jobs that are covering the basic necessities of any community in life. At the same time, you need the entrepreneur mindset, because if you don't have entrepreneurs, you won't have companies that will hire 9 to 5s. So this balance is very important. It doesn't matter if you are not an entrepreneur. This makes you someone that is happy with the environment you're living in. It makes you someone that does not need more than that, and you're in your safe zone, which is not something wrong. I respect these people, because these people know their jobs, know their limits, and they say that if I take more than that risk, I'm gonna fail, so I prefer to stay in my safe zone. I do not push these people to become entrepreneurs, because they just don't have it in them. Now, for people that see things ahead of time, and they see that I cannot be sitting in that place. As I told you, I cannot be sitting in the same area, so I told you I might move. I'm a person that is like this by nature. So I cannot be in a cage. And a cage is basically either an educational school or basically any company that is enslaving us into 9 to 5.
You know, because I see what happened in Instagram.
Yeah.
I see what happened in all the social medias. And so what happened, actually? This is a good question. Most of the people, they are saying, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. You have to do like this to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Me, as entrepreneur, at 14 years, I made my first $1 million. At 19 years old, I made my first $10 million. So I have a real estate company. I deal with investors. All my millionaires people, I never heard one time from their mouth saying that they made $1 million.
Correct.
So I don't know if it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, because I don't know. I cannot judge anyone.
Correct.
But this time is about social media, which is actually good because we can educate people. But do you think there are more liars or more people they made at 14 years their first $1 million?
You know what? I don't know. As you said, we can never be sure. Now, I really hope that these people are really making the millions of dollars out of social media. Maybe they can teach us something. We've suffered for it. Me and you, I can say we both worked hard to reach where we are. But a guy that is sitting behind the screen and just posting himself dancing is making $1 million. I do wish that for him, but personally and honestly, I hope it's not the case. Because if you can teach the new generation that if you can dance behind the screen, or you can do some funny videos on YouTube or on Instagram, you're gonna make $1 million. And what happens with your doctors, your engineers, your architects, your finance guys,
Right.
your bankers, your real estate people, your developers? We're gonna lose all these people.
Yeah, we are pushing everyone to become
To
entrepreneur.
become an entrepreneur.
Something-
That's the case. So that's what I said. We need you guys that do not have the mindset to keep on doing what you're doing. Now, the entrepreneurs of this new future generation needs to be entrepreneurs, because without them, there won't be 9-to-5 jobs. So this synergy is very important. And I hope it's not true and they're not making this amount of money out of these type of silly things they're doing online, because this will push a lot of new generation to be doing the same thing. Degeneracy, we can see OnlyFans, we can see a lot of bad things happening on Instagram, and pushing all these young people to believe that that's the only way I can make money, and forget about the traditional type of ways that we can make money and become a man. You won't become a man if you post it yourself on Instagram. You'll become a man when you fail in life, when you have obstacles, you face them, you overpass them, you overcome them. And then after that, you learn the lesson. And this lesson will make you the wealthy guy. It doesn't make you maybe wealthy financially, but will make you wealthy in your mind, your mindset, which is something that will keep you holding and will keep you growing day by day. That's my perspective. As you said, I really don't know if they're doing that much. I hope it's not true. And now, by the look of it, you can say 80% or 70% of them are scammers.
Because we agreed to say that there is more in the world employees than entrepreneur, right?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
But we can see more entrepreneur. I don't say fake.
Yeah, entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs in social media,
Correct.
because they are talking. So some of them they're real, some of them I don't know
Yeah.
who they are. I cannot judge. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that we're pushing people. Because horse when they are what can I say,
A race, yeah, doing
yeah,
a race.
exactly. Like they have this.
Correct.
So at that time, nobody can see what happened on the right, on the left.
Correct.
Why? Because there's no social media.
Correct.
But now, because of that, some people they are trying to open, which is good for a certain kind of people. But don't forget that there is more employees in the world than entrepreneur in the world. Because to become entrepreneur, you have to take all the responsibility of the entrepreneur. You have to work 26/8, not 24/7.
Correct.
So more than more, always you have to make a choice for your family, for your friends, for yourself. It's not easy to have this kind of because also, I'm an entrepreneur. I make millions. At 6, I'm at the gym. At 12, I eat eggs. I never had this life. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people, they can have this kind of life. I'm
Yeah.
sure, but most of the people, again, I'm talking about my own experience. The people I know and my experience, that's it. I'm sure that you can match to be entrepreneur, to have a very good lifestyle, a good, how to say in English, like when you go gym and everything,
Yeah.
I'm sure that you can manage everything in your life.
Correct.
But, when you're an entrepreneur, you have a
You
certain
don't have time
kind.
for that.
Yeah, you don't. Do you have time?
I don't.
Thank you. So
I told you, let's do it because it's a holiday. So let's do the
Yes.
podcast today. I don't have time.
So if we are pushing all the employees to become entrepreneur and all this kind of people where they can be engineer, they can be, as a doctor, architect,
Yeah.
all those people that we need, and they will be more happy
Yeah.
to become employee and engineer for a big company, example, and they will have the weekends, they will have the holidays, because nobody choose to have no time in his life.
Correct.
Just who? Entrepreneur.
Now while you're talking, I was thinking about something. I enjoy talking about conspiracy theories. Now, the thing about how things are being developed now is that maybe the people behind the media are pushing. If you can notice something, if you go on TikTok, you'll only see people dancing. You won't see education. So basically, the programming behind the TikTok or Instagram is purely based on lust and based on attention seeking and based on fake stuff. Now, once you're pushing all these young people to go through this path of social media and silliness, then you're removing the roles of, as I said, doctors and engineers and big roles in the working society. Don't you think that they're doing this on purpose, maybe later on in the future, to say, you know what, we don't have any more doctors, we don't have any more technicians, we don't have any more, let's replace them with robots. Don't you think that this might be a longer time frame plan, that they always have been planning it and working on it so that they can give a reason behind replacing these type of important roles in the society by a machine and saying, you know, we don't have enough doctors to deal with all these type of people dying. Let's replace it with a robot. Maybe. Who knows? But we're living in a society, and that's why you said you need to open up your vision, because you need to see what's happening behind your back. And there are things that are hidden that nobody cares about and nobody even discusses. But this might be one funny type of conspiracy theory that they're removing it to replace us by something else. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
And okay, so let's come back to you and your activity. So why, again, sorry for my English, as you know, I'm French.
Yeah.
And I try to do my best for English.
No, you're perfect. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. So why did you choose trading industry?
I chose, it's a funny story. By the way, I wanted to be a movie director. As silly it might.
And you open.
I opened. I wanted to be a movie director because I can say that I might be a creative person. Okay? So the thing about what switched my mind is purely financial. Movie directors in Lebanon were not making that much back then. Therefore, I was searching for some alternative to be generating more money. Now, my cousin works in New York, in Wall Street, in a hedge fund management firm. This was maybe 10 years ago, maybe more, 15 years ago. So he was telling me back then, why don't you want to work in something that's related to money? Because as he said, working with money will make you money. Okay? Now, I had zero knowledge in finance. I was zero in math at school. I can say I was very bad at math. But when he told me that, my main perspective and my main interest is to make money generally. So I understood that the only way to make money is to work with money. So I went to the university. I took a degree in banking and finance. And during that, I found myself a stage, an internship opportunity at Trust Capital in Beirut, which is the Forex company. Then during this internship, I started working with zero salary. I had zero salary. Not even my expenses of transport has been covered, just to learn. And I used to sit in the conference room, listen to what they were talking about, listen how the salespeople were convincing other clients to open accounts. And that's how I started. Now, while I was in internship, I opened 5 trading accounts with zero experience. So I was good with talking. I was good with convincing people. I can say I'm a good manipulative. So I mean, I can manipulate people while I'm talking. This is when I was in sales. Okay. Now, when I talk about manipulation, it doesn't mean lying. It means you need to understand what the person in front of you is looking for. You're in sales. You're in real estate. Therefore, you need to convince the client for the exact apartment he needs. You cannot be selling him a villa when he wants a 1-bedroom apartment. You cannot be selling him a studio when he wants a penthouse. All right. So when you understand the need of a client, you can manipulate the conversation. You can convince him to open an account, of course, also with being ethical, of course, with your convincing skills. So I opened 5 trading accounts in the first month of being an intern. And then after that, the people there saw the potential I have. And they offered me a job with a basic salary because I was still a student. While I was working at the Trust Capital, funny story, nobody knows that, I was fired. They fired me from the company because we had a manager that I cannot stand and he never could stand me. So I'm a person that does not listen and he's the manager. So how can a new 18-year-old guy not listen to a manager that has years of experience? So I never listened to him. So he fired me. After they knew that he fired me, they fired him. And they bring me back and made me the manager of the company after 3-4 years. So this is when I started. And this is when I can go back to the point of being an entrepreneur. I cannot be an employee because I cannot stand somebody giving me orders, especially if someone giving you orders is giving you orders basically pure out of ego and out of maybe bossy type of manner instead of being a pure type of role model or someone that can help you in the business. So that's basically how I started.
And what advantage you see from Forex compared to other investment?
All right. Now, to explain something, people might not know what Forex means. Forex means foreign exchange, which is trading currencies like Euro, Pound, Australian dollar, New Zealand, and so on. I do not only trade Forex. I'm not a Forex trader. So basically, Forex companies offer you different type of assets to trade, which are commodities, stocks, crypto, indices, energies, and FX, which is Forex, foreign exchange. So let's just remove the confusion of Forex. Forex is one asset in between several asset classes of investments that you can invest in. Now, why did I choose trading in general, and why is it something good? Because I do believe that saving your money will not help you in the future. Now, my dad always used to tell me, until today, he tells me, save your money, Dad, please save your money, put it in the bank, get the guinea pig, what they call this piggy bank, and save some money. And after a couple of years, you see how much it will be. And I always laugh at the point and at the thought of saving your money, because your money is just losing value year by year. And the $1,000 or the $100,000 you saved 5 years ago is now $20,000 because of inflation, and you can do nothing about it. So the thing about saving is bad. So I've always wanted to look for a new alternative to generate more money from money I have. And the only way you can generate more money is to invest your money and make your money work for you. Now, why trading? Because it's something I learned, and I have enough skills and experience to understand how the market works and how it operates. Now, can you expect or predict what's going to happen on a daily basis? Of course not. And that's why I always have this debate with clients and with people that are analysts. And they tell me, okay, the gold's going to go up today. Okay, who knows? How do you know it's going to go up? Yeah, I feel it's going to go up. The market's moving up and there is positive news on the gold, so gold should go up. Yeah, what if a negative news comes? So the thing about trading is a risky type of setting. And therefore, the best way you can trade is risk management. Forget about all these technical analysis courses. Forget about all these chart patterns and candlestick names, morning star and shooting star, and I don't know which indicator, which are all there to deceive the investor and to show him that trading is easy. If you look at this pattern and if you see this particular pattern, buy gold. And then the investor sees the pattern, buys gold, and then gold suddenly goes down. So my perspective is always the traditional type of investments. The old-fashioned type of investment that we did not have any chart tools, we did not have any EA expert advisor to help us, any robots to help us. We had one thing, finance. What is finance? Finance means if we have a positive news on the gold, gold should be going up. When? How much? Will it go up? We don't know, but we know that the news should be positive on gold. What type of news is positive on gold? For example, let's give a simple example. A positive news on gold is that basically when we decrease interest rates on the dollar, okay? Which means that the dollar is giving us less interest rates, which makes the gold price push up. Now, how to invest in that? Basically invest as much as you can afford to lose. That's one point. The second point is follow risk management. So I have $1,000. Respect the $1,000 you have and invest it properly with correct risk management. If you have $10,000, use the same risk, but you make more money. But the thing about trading is that it gives you the opportunity to take higher risk because there's something we call leverage. Leverage is a multiplier. So basically it changes or switches the investment to a gamble. You're investing $1,000, but the Forex company multiplies it times 100. Now you have $100,000 investment, but you've only deposited 1,000. How can this happen? It's not a secret and it's not the magic. It's basically Forex companies telling you, come, open an account with $1,000. We'll multiply your investment times 100. If you lose, you'll only lose 1,000. But if you win, you can make 100,000. And people always tend to focus about the profits, forgetting the losses. $1,000 is holding 100,000 investment. You'll easily, quickly lose your $1,000. And this is when it becomes a gamble. And that's why I always tend to explain and teach people, look at it as an investment, not as a trading, as an investment. How to invest? Investing with one of the basic and most easy strategy, dollar cost averaging strategy. Example, very basic one. The stock market's crashing. What are the big investors doing? they're buying more. It doesn't matter. The more it goes down, the more they buy. The more it goes down, the more they buy until the market corrects back up. If you look at trading from an investment perspective, there's very high or basically very low chances, of losing your money. But if you look at it from a perspective of trading, risky, daily, small time frames, you might win some, but at the end you'll lose.
I just want to come back to the sentence you said regarding your dad. When
Yeah.
you said save money. Yeah?
Save money, yeah.
I think we had the same dad. And like he was saying the same thing, but when I answered to him, I said, like when you have nothing, this was my answer.
Yeah.
You want money, right?
Yeah,
When you want money, you want more money. So you need to invest in something.
correct.
And when you invest in something, you will get more money. So my answer was easy. How can I get more money if I keep my money and I don't invest invest my money? So of course, at the end of the day, I will have zero.
Correct.
But to have more, I need to invest.
You need to invest.
Then whatever, it can be trading, can be real estate, it can be anything, business. But I need to do something if I want more.
One more thing as well, maybe for them in their lifetime, saving was good, all right? And that's something also we can say about trading. The market conditions 5 years ago are totally different than now. So what about their market conditions 20, 30, 40 years ago? Maybe saving was something big. You have your money, you save your money until the black day comes. This is a saying in Arabic, they say. خلي قرشك الأبيض ليومك الأسود. Means keep your money that you're doing for your dark, black, unknown type of day that you might need. Now, the market conditions now are totally more competitive, especially for men. If you're not from the top elite type of, not necessarily elite, but from the top, you're making enough money, you're financially free, you have your house, you have your car, you have your job, your steady income, then you can compete with other men. Especially, let's say, in the dating or later on, you want to build a family. Women have, or the competition between men has become very difficult. You need to overcome it. You need to make more money. And from saving, of course, you're not going to just make more money. You're just going to keep what you have, which is not that enough. So you need to invest it somewhere. So yeah, I'm not saying for people stop saving. I'm telling them just instead of saving everything, invest 50, save 50. It will be
Exactly.
At least a start.
You are the founder of Trustin.com.
Trust Institute, yeah.
Trustin, exactly.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about what motivates you to launch this business?
Okay. So I've been teaching people for the past 8 years, we can say. Now, the education is something very important in trading because if you don't have enough skills and you don't have enough experience in trading, you're definitely gonna lose your money. Why? Because I always compare it to gambling. Even though the irony, I always say, no, it's not gambling. No, it is gambling sometimes if you're blind in it. If you know nothing about trading and you're going blind and you're just buying or selling, you're gambling. But if you know what you're doing and you have a plan and you have a strategy and you have the proper education, then it's no longer a gamble and you're no longer blind, and therefore you're seeing in front of you what's happening and then you're investing. So education is one of the best way you can tackle trading. Now, why did I open the academy? Because I've seen that in Dubai there's a lack of academies. Unfortunately, it's no longer the case. After we opened 4 years ago, you can see them popping like supermarkets in Dubai. All right, so everybody now has an academy. Everybody's teaching. Everybody's a guru. Everybody's giving education for free or paid courses. So that's how I started, because there was a lack of education in this region. There is a lot of people that wanted to learn or to invest, but they did not know when to start and how to start, or they had fear by starting investing because it's something they just neglect or they don't know about. So that's why we opened the academy. And I started by doing free education. And then after that, I said, okay, I'm wasting a lot of time on people that needs a lot of time for education. So we started charging some basic fee to teach. And after that, I saw that there's a lot of people that want education, a lot. So I stopped by giving one-on-one sessions because it's a lot of time consuming. And I started giving free workshops every single day at 7 p.m. just to have as many people as possible at the office and to create awareness. That's how Trust Institute started. You can check the websites and the courses are available. But do I still teach one-on-one? I really wish I don't have enough time. So that's why we do online seminars. And live seminars at the office in Business Bay, and we teach as many people as we can to create financial awareness. There's no obligation. You don't need to invest with me. You don't need to open an account. You just come, learn, and after that, if you see that I'm giving you any value, I'm offering you any things that can help you in your investment, then you can invest. It's up to you. I will never oblige someone to invest.
And what advice would you give to someone who wants to invest in trading for the first time?
I would, of course, the first advice would be to learn. Okay. Now, when I say learn, it can be a little bit bad if someone is just like directly listening to it, because then they'll ask himself, where do I learn from? Okay, YouTube. I'll go search what is trading. But YouTube is very wrong when it comes to telling you what trading is, because you can find online, as you said, young people teaching trading. But what kind of experience do they have? Now, if these young people are teaching trading and they're programming other people to learn how to trade, therefore they're teaching them wrong, and this will lead to losses. So I would say go back to the traditional type of investments. Learn the traditional way. Stop using these type of new robots and AIs and analysis and chart patterns and stuff. Go to the basics, which is fundamental analysis. Understand how the market works. Understand how the monetary system works. And once you understand that, then you'll be able to predict what can happen to the dollar, which we all see it. Dollar is crashing and it's going to crash more. Why? Because we have a lot of pressure from the BRICS. Once you understand these type of things, and then you understand as well that the dollar always have had the value because it has been the petrodollar. Therefore, every international deal done for oil to purchase oil is done in dollars. Therefore, the demand of dollar has always been there. But what's happening nowadays? China, Russia, India, all the BRICS are working together to stop using the dollar.
Right.
Then what will happen to the dollar? The value of the dollar will go down. What will go up? Gold. So if you understand the finance, the basic finance, you know how to invest. But looking at definitions on YouTube and learning from these type of young guys that don't have any experience, I do not recommend, because definitely you learn the wrong way and you lose your money.
And how do you compare trading to real estate investment?
Okay, now it's difficult to compare these two type of businesses. They're totally different, but they are in the category of investments. Now, knowing nothing about real estate, I'm not an expert in real estate, so I cannot basically tell you if it's a good time to invest or not. You're the expert, you can tell us. But I do believe that these two investments are different in the scope of timing. So in my perspective, real estate can be a longer time frame game. Therefore, you can buy an asset, hold it for a while, hold the value, make some profits if you want to sell it in the future. Basically, you're buying a home. You're not there to invest, basically, because it's a big capital. You need a big capital. Now, if you compare it to trading, trading does not need a big capital. You can start with as minimum as $200, $500. Now, of course, you won't be making too much money, but you can start small. So therefore, it's a business that doesn't require big capitals. That's one. The second thing is that trading can be a shorter time frame investment. Therefore, you can trade on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. It does not require you to hold your money for a long time frame. At the same time, to buy the correct asset in real estate requires you to have a good, respected broker, and that tells you that this is a good environment, this is a good community, this market can develop over the coming years. There's an opportunity of you making some money out of it. So it requires someone that is an expert. But if you compare it to trading, everybody buys gold, which is an easy asset to invest in, and you can buy today and sell it tomorrow. So it's much easier and quicker to invest in Forex or trading than to invest in real estate that requires a high, big capital to start investing in. So I would say maybe invest in this market, stocks, crypto, Forex. When you have enough capital, definitely buy yourself a nice house.
You told me something just before to start.
Yeah.
You told me that some friends or investors that you told them to take their money back from real estate.
Correct. So,
right. But you just told me that you're an expert. Why you told them this?
Now, the thing about it is, when something is too inflated, this is in my finance word,
right.
When something is too inflated, cash out. I would always buy low and sell high. That's the point of trading. You buy low and you sell high. Now, if something is high, the thing about timing the top is difficult. How do I know that this is the top of high? How do I know that real estate is not going to continue going up? Yeah. I don't know. I can speculate and I can say maybe it's going to go up more, maybe it's going to stop here. But what should you do at the top? just sell it.
No, you just said something before. I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
said about the background. So like you have to check what happened in the past.
Correct.
So tell me one place in the world like 20 years ago, it was the price per square meter was more expensive than today. Not a lot.
And there isn't. But
No, I know. So and as you said, it depends of your mindset.
Yeah.
But even if you believe in something who never lost money, because if you think as 10, 15, 20 years, as you said before, you believe that your money will increase, right?
Yeah.
Like you will make money, maybe less, I don't know. So maybe in trading you can make more, but you can lose more, as you said also.
Correct.
But in real estate, like 10 years ago, even 15 or 20, let's take Dubai. 20 years ago, the price per square meter was like 2000, it was 600, 2000 euro.
Okay.
To 2000. Now, if you take the same place with this Burj Khalifa, sea view and everything, is almost 10,000.
Correct.
Why? Not because of inflation, just because of real estate. That's it. When you invest in real estate.
What do you mean? What do you mean not because of inflation, because of real estate?
No, because inflation is what? Basically,
losing value of the currency you own.
Exactly. But the real estate, the money increase always. Like everywhere in the world. And you said there isn't any place who lost value in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Maybe there is, example, Russia, Ukraine, France. During COVID, France, the price was up.
Okay.
Now it's coming, like it's becoming lower. Dubai was the opposite, low and now is high. But at the end of the day, in real estate, it's always like this. Always like this.
Correct.
So the high is always coming.
Okay.
That's it.
And this is from a perspective of someone buying a house and keeping it. But we're talking about investments.
Yeah.
So from an investment perspective, what's your opinion? I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
If somebody is investing in real estate and flipping houses, wouldn't it be smart to sell now?
I will answer to you.
Yeah.
I will give you an example for my last 3 years of investment in Dubai. Okay. So my first investment, I bought something for 1 million with the payment plan. I invest 30% of that money. I sold it for 1.2 million 10 months after. Okay, so I made 200,000, but based on the 300 is 75% of equity. After I bought something else in Dubai Hills. The first one was in Business Bay. In Dubai Hills, I bought for 1 million. I sold it for 1.2 something. So another 200, 8 months after. So now we are talking about 18 months. You know that my first investment that I sold for 1.2, now the price is 1.5. So why I buying at this moment to sell at this moment? Because I think I'm just not wasting time because I'm learning. I'm just putting my energy when I know that the real estate will always.
When will you sell then?
Sorry?
When do you sell an asset? When do you sell a real estate apartment?
So
when you need the money, or why did you buy it in the first place then?
To make more money, because it was just after the COVID.
But when do you sell it?
No, because COVID, 2008, 14, and 20 was something not normal in the world, was the crisis, of course. But if you check, even based on those crises, you will see that the market is always up. So when you sell, it depends of your money. It depends of your pocket.
Okay.
What do you need? Like at the end of the day, do you want to make this energy always until 60 years? Or maybe at 45, 50, you want to have income coming monthly? Like example, I don't say like 10,000 euro example, which is 40,000 dirham, okay? You prefer to have this 40,000 coming monthly without doing anything? Or you prefer to work, to buy, to sell, to take another risk here? Because, as a short term, you can lose money, yes, because it can do like this. But as a long term in real estate, no.
So you're saying it all depends on the person himself?
Of course.
From
the beginning.
Then there's no time to buy and sell real estate.
This is what I said. Don't forget, I said there is no good or bad moment.
Yeah.
There is just a moment.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it depends of your mindset, your motivation, what you need, what is your next goal. But I told you 3 years ago, my goal was to make money. So I bought, resell, buy, resell, buy, resell. I did it for like 3 times. But the same flat that I bought at that time is taking more than the 3 that but so I put all my energy inside of this. But if you believe and if you check the background of the real estate, you will never lose. Okay, you will not make like this. Even if we make like this, but still, this like this is enough for a lot of people.
Correct.
And maybe at 45, 50, 55 years, I just want to be somewhere in the world, and I want to drink my cocktail with this 40,000 dirham, and I will be happy. And that's it. And the value of my apartment or villa will take more. Example, maybe today, if we check the price of downtown, example, with the Burj Khalifa view, is between 2,500 to 3,000 dirham per square feet, right? During COVID, it was 1,500 to 2,000. Before, like 10 years ago, it was 900 per square feet. Before, at the beginning, before the Burj Khalifa, it was 600, So yeah, cries doesn't help the real estate because this is cries.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you check the market, as I told you, it's always going up. And if you believe in that, at the end of your life, you will have income, like you have income. And I think it's enough. And you have something also because, as you said also, it's important to have a family. We're talking about family. Yeah. You have something to give to your family. That's why I told you, I know real estate. I believe in real estate. I made money in real estate. Just why? Because I believe in something, And there is no good or bad moment. There's just a moment. I did it at the good time. I don't think I have to sell because it's the good time. If I have to sell, example for your friends or your investors, it's because they need this money to do something else.
Correct.
I think from my own experience.
Now, the thing about it as well, you need to understand something, is that everything is related. Now, finance, trading is also related to real estate and to any other thing in the world because of inflation. So we mentioned inflation. Let's talk about it because it's something very important. Now, what's happening in the world, when we were discussing how the dollar can crash and how it's been boycotted from all these other countries, this isn't something we should take how do you say, easy, lightly.
Yeah.
We shouldn't take this lightly, okay? Why? Because if the crash is coming and the US dollar crashes, everything else collapses. And if everything else collapses, this means that demand on necessities, or not necessities, basically luxurious type of things, which are big apartments, is going to go down. Therefore, people do not have enough purchasing power to be spending a lot of money. So everything's related. And that's why when I discussed why I told them to sell because I do believe that at some point the crash is going to happen. A reset is going to happen in the financial world. And if a reset happens in the financial world, it will affect real estate a lot. And this is exactly what happened in 2008 when the banking system failed in the US, which affected us in Dubai as well. Here, I wasn't here, but affected a lot of people in Dubai, especially in the real estate business.
Yeah.
Now, it does not necessarily mean it's bad. It's amazing when a crash happens. And I always say to my investors, we want the market to crash to buy it lower.
Of course.
If it doesn't crash, then you're buying at the top. Now, when is the top going to stop and it's going to go down? We need this crash to happen. Now, why did I tell them to take it out? Because when a crash happens, just buy it lower. And I do believe that real estate should be the future and everybody should be investing in real estate when they have enough capital to invest in it. Now, how to drive or how to generate enough capital, that's why I always tell them you can start with a smaller type of investment that does not require a lot of capital. Once you generated enough, then you start thinking about your long-term plans, which is stock market investments, options, bonds, and then real estate, of course, which is something that everyone needs in his life.
So let's come back to your company, right?
Yeah.
So what's the main goal of Trustin.com and what impact you hope to have on your users?
Yeah, so basically what we focus on is, as we said, creating financial awareness. That's my title. That's my motto. I've always wanted to do that. create financial awareness. When we have discussions about our daily lifestyles, people do not necessarily understand that everything you pass through on your daily basis affects the financial market. So we're having these discussions now, and you have enough experience that what's happening with the surroundings that you have. Why don't you apply this knowledge you have in investments? So we talked about inflation affects investments. We talked about real estate affects investment. We talked about cryptocurrencies affects investments. We talked about Russian war, this affects investments. We talked about oil. Everything that is surrounding everybody on a daily basis is related to finance. And if you understand how these things affect the financial sector, you would understand how to invest, where to invest, and how much to invest. And this is what I aim to do, to create as much financial awareness and knowledge for the people, especially the young, new generation. And that's why I did several times educational seminars with big universities in Dubai. We've done as many as webinars as possible during COVID to create this financial awareness, because people were sitting home, especially these young students, with nothing to do, nothing to look for, and they were just being brainwashed from social media about crypto market, because this is when it boomed. Crypto market boomed during COVID because everybody was sitting home. What to do? What to invest? How can I make money? How can I buy some crypto? And then the crypto market pumped up and suddenly crashed down, leaving everybody that did not have enough experience lost. So everybody that have enough experience sold at the top, which I'm telling you exactly like real estate. But how do we know it's the top? We don't know. But the people that were too greedy and too naive to think that it's going to continue going up and the market always goes up and does not do a correction down, lost everything. And that's why I always aim for creating awareness in finance, creating awareness for people not to be scammed, because unfortunately in Dubai, with all the safety and all the regulations we have, scammers will always scam people. And as much as we can, we try to control it. We can't. Even me on my social media, there is tons of fake accounts talking to people, telling them, send me money, I'll trade for you, I'll help you to make money. This nonsense, which I will never text anyone. I will never tell anyone, invest with me, deposit an X amount of money, send me money so that I can make you profits. I'll never do that. So at some point, when you say things enough, several times, it will stick in the mind of people. And this is what I aim to do as much as we can, to always never stop, never give up on giving away enough financial freedom or education for people to use it properly.
Did you would you consider to invest in an apartment in Dubai?
I do, of course. I do have apartments, but do I have enough experience in telling people where to invest and how to invest and how much to invest in real estate? Of course not. I think that real estate can be very subjective. It depends on the person himself,
right,
what he's looking for. All right, now if you're looking for a specific big modern apartment or something small, it's up to the person. Now, from an investment perspective, it's always a good choice when you have big capital, and that's what I told you. If you don't have it, then you need to invest enough to be able to afford a proper and a nice house.
What is your next?
What's my next? Basically, I'm gonna still and continue doing what I'm doing for the coming year or two, at least, to try as much as we can to create a name, a big, well-reputable name for our academy in Dubai, to be the point of, let's say, the point of interest or the point of reference when it comes to financial education in Dubai. We've received a lot of students from abroad. I had clients travel from abroad, come to Dubai just purely to learn, and then they left back to their home countries. So I really hope and wish and aim to be developing this as a hub, as a center for education, for financial awareness, and for financial education, for as much as we can to help people invest properly, invest safely, and showcasing them the logical and the reasonable type of investments. Do not believe that you can become a millionaire overnight from trading. It does not happen. Now, maybe you might be lucky, or your friend got lucky, but you're not going to be lucky as him. Or do not have this mindset. You might get lucky sometime, but don't only focus that I'm going to make this much. I'm going to make this much. I always tell my students and my clients, never focus on the profits. The only thing you need to focus on is your losses, your risk. This is something I can control. but I cannot control how much the market moves. I don't know how much the gold can move, but I know that if I buy 1 ounce or 10 ounces, my risk is going to change. And this is something I can control. I can control where I put my stops. I can control how much to invest. I can control when to invest. And these are things that I can control the negatives, the risk management. And whatever profit comes, then alhamdulillah, we made some profits, amazing, thank God. But if we lost, we know that this is something we had in our hand and our control.
Merci beaucoup, Firas.
De rien.
Le
Thanks
petit-
for having me.
Le dernier mot en français.
Donc, c'était mon plaisir d'être ici avec vous. Je vous remercie beaucoup. Et ça fait longtemps que je n'ai pas pratiqué le français, donc tu vois comment je parle, mais merci beaucoup pour...
Tu parles très bien, donc
Merci
vraiment,
beaucoup.
merci à toi.
L'accent est toujours là, mais je dois penser au mot avant de le dire.
En parlant d'accent, on m'a
Ouais.
toujours dit que l'accent libanais en arabe, c'était l'accent le plus élégant.
Oui. Peut-être parce qu'on a... tu sais qu'on est un francophone, donc les Français étaient chez nous, donc peut-être que les personnes qui parlent français ont déjà l'accent dans l'arabe. Merci pour ce compliment. Donc.
En tout cas, merci à toi. À bientôt.
Thank you for having me.